the magic world of thingamajigs. Cool. Let's do it like this. So many followers are watching. The focus is shit. How do you change the focus? Focus is not focusing, Robert. The focus is not in focus. How the hell? Yeah, it's not really doing its thing. You get terrible scores, YouTube. How the fuck do you make things work? Focus, schmocus. It's not focusing properly. Okay, so that works. Like that close works. But it loses focus when you get up to here. I don't know why.
Are you sure?
What time is it? It's way above what we promised. Up. Yeah, it's not really focusing. See that?
Yeah.
Man, how can YouTube be better at this? Explain. Explain! Well, there you go.
It still works.
Okay, we'll just have to zoom in a lot.
But your hand was in focus.
That's great. Okay, let's grab some images while we wait. We have one person in already. So let's flip over to Dix.
På riktigt har det gått en halvtimme.
Yep. Damn it! It logged us out of Sketchbook Heroes.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Okay. What the hell? What the hell, son? Yeah, sorry guys. Taking a bit of setup time. This was extremely improvised.
It still is.
And you have to turn on the thing with the thing. Podcasting, it's great. Okay, we'll let that thing settle. Hey dudes!
Wait.
What the fudge is going on, sir?
We got sound.
We got sound? Cool. Then we just need
That thing is working.
Wi-Fi, I guess. Why isn't this working though? Why is everything being stupid? There you go. Now we have... Oh, you can't see shit though. It's losing focus, Robert. This is terrible. Is this the one? Oh no, it did log out of Sketchbook Heroes. Je add account. Sorry guys, you can't see the password. But we will have it set up in a jiff.
Yeah, in half an hour.
Thank God you can edit on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote Sketchbook Herpes because my phone thought it was better. Sketchbook Herpes.
Itching like a motherfucker.
Sketchbook Herpes.
I've never had it. I don't know.
Neither have I. Thank God.
Thank God. Because that shit you don't lose.
Yep. The only thing that leaves Vegas. Oh shit, I think I did a mistake. There we go. Change that back. Fix the thing. Okay, guys. Soon. Promise. We're back on the Sketchbook Heroes thingamajig. Woo! And you guys can't see shit. What the hell, YouTube? I thought you were good for streaming.
It probably is. But
Not for us.
I'm focusing.
Okay, which one should we start with? I don't have that much to say about that one. Should we start with... Which one, Robert? Did we have a plan?
We have no plan.
No plan?
No plan.
No plan.
Our plan was to say
Oh, well, there you go.
about
That one is awesome.
the artsy fartsy stuff. That was our
Yeah.
first plan.
Well, we should
But
start
let's,
recording the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are live.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Ricardo.
Can you hear us?
Ricardo. I've heard us all the time.
All right. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's
So, guys, sorry for the delay. We're having a bit of setup problems.
you might call it technical difficulties, but it's not difficulties.
Let's just fucking screenshot this motherfucker. You know, can
Screenshot.
you? No, you can't. Fuck you, Instagram. Okay, I'm just gonna screenshot a couple of these babies, and then we'll talk about them.
Yes.
So, welcome back to the 61st episode of the Sketchbook Heroes. So, on this episode, we're gonna give you feedback, and I also forgot to introduce us, but It's me, Ilias,
And me, Robert.
and on this episode,
We're gonna talk feedback and all that entails.
exactly. So,
And with that said, I mean, we are semi-professional, but we are not professional at this in any way. So we're just gonna speak openly and honestly about the pieces that we look at,
straight from the heart.
straight from the heart. Yes, and
Okay, guys,
yeah.
I'm gonna
So
flip
try
this for
not
you.
to take it personally. The people that we do choose. With that said, thank you all for sending in stuff. There's been way too much,
Oh yeah.
and
So we're just gonna choose a couple.
because a lot of the stuff that you send in look good, look really good, and a lot of stuff that a lot of people send in are like actual art pieces.
Penis.
uh, and you can't really comment on real
Oh
art,
shit.
because if it's not supposed to look like anything, we can't give you feedback because it's your
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
It's
When
hard to
it's,
explain.
I guess what Robert's trying to say is when it's too abstract, it's sort of more feeling involved. There's no sort of like it could be interpreted in so many different
Exactly.
ways. There is no right or wrong doing sort of
Art.
art. No, but just when you do stuff like that, when it is abstract,
Mm.
it's really like, what am I supposed to say? Your abstract lines need more focus. Like
Yeah,
there's not much I can sort
that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
of. So
So
it is.
we can't give feedback to stuff that's not meant to get feedback, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, exactly that. It's super difficult to give you anything to sort of go on.
Mm.
Like, we can grab this one, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
So, motherfucker.
And no offense to anybody that we didn't choose, obviously.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's
right
just
now-
too many of them.
Yeah.
We're just gonna choose a couple of these that we've sort of. Yeah, we can. I guess we could take this one as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like there was some small things about that one. Dude, can you send me the other one? The one
Oh,
with
yeah,
the thing? That I like that one.
Yes.
Some of these are like there's not much we can say about it. Like you're still developing probably, so okay guys, now let's get to it. We have all three of you. So for those listening, if you have the ability to log onto YouTube, then you should look up Sketchbook Heroes because I think you can get like the visual support for this episode. We're gonna try to make it as inclusive as we can, but there are some limitations to what we can and can't do. So this this episode will be very experimental.
Very.
Very, yeah, exactly. Just
How do you want me to send it, bro?
uh,
Do you have AirDrop?
I think I do, but I don't know. Is that still a thing? Because I don't have it on my phone anymore.
You don't?
Let's see if this one has it. Nope, no AirDrop anymore. I don't know where to. No,
It's
this
in
is
the-
AirDrop. Yeah, I have it here.
You have
Yeah,
it?
just send it.
There you go. Cool.
Cool.
Approve
Accept.
Accept.
Sweet.
And,
And now I have it. I
yeah.
think. Yeah. Cool.
So his name wasn't on it, so I'll name drop him when
All right, guys.
time.
Now we have finally set up.
Yes. And like we said, this is an experiment.
Yeah, this
We,
episode is very experimental, and I don't
'Cause
know.
The way we're set up right now is Ilias is crouching on the floor next to his iPad, which,
Yeah.
if you're watching the YouTube clip, you can see is filled with images and stuff and thumbs. But yeah, his knees are gonna give out in about
In about
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just speed this along. Let's just jump straight into giving feedback and drawing over stuff while we
Yeah.
still have energy.
Oh shit, dude! I don't even have the names here. I just realized. So if you could just check them on the Sketchbook Heroes,
I
like.
am going in.
So I'm just gonna start here on this samurai piece. Oh, you can see it quite clear. Cool. Okay, so my problem with this piece is not the piece itself, okay? There's like so many details fighting for attention. We don't really know anything about the samurai. Like there's just too much information and there's no focus area. You know, like, is it the face? Is it the sword? Like, they're all fighting for the same type of attention. So I would sort of like, if I use this, I would, let's get it into Procreate.
Let's do it. And this piece is by Jeffrey Honesta.
Exactly that.
Jeffrey Honesta.
Okay, so where is the thing? This is not the thing I was looking for. So let's see where the roll is, the photos. Seriously, is it going to be this hard every time? Yeah, like you see, this is very sort of insert photo. Okay, I'm the idiot here, so don't worry about it. Now we figured it out. Okay, let's get it in. Samurai guy.
Jeffrey, let's do this.
All right, buddy. Let's just fucking get it in there. It
So-
doesn't really matter.
Demon Samurai, dude.
Demon Samurai, let's add some layers on top of that just because. So we're drawing this in Procreate. I'm just going to sort of, I'm going to color pick whatever he's using. And I'm going to take my pencil. There we go. HB, right? That'll work. Yeah, that's not going to. Okay, let's go a bit darker than that because it's super annoying. Okay, so what I would do to sort of. Like,
Let's break down the image first. So for people not watching this,
Oh, that's smart.
It's a demon-esque orc samurai dude.
no, but I think it's like one of those feudal Japan, you know.
Yeah, one of those demons, right?
Demon masks, yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe a demon in itself, yeah.
Probably. Which the idea, I love it. It's got a lot of good things happening in it, and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that we're gonna comment on. But all in all, a good solid sketch.
Yeah. I think
So-
so too.
With that said, let's dive into it.
So what I would do in this one, for example, is that we talked about all these focus areas. So why are they all fighting for attention? Where is the light coming from as well? Like, I can see that the sword is sort of like reflected on his, so we're going to assume that's the sort of the light source is coming from the, I don't know. It's coming from somewhere. Like I feel that he's breaking his own light source.
I'm a bit lost here.
Yeah. So we're just gonna pretend that it's coming from the upper from the right side, okay, from the right hand side.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I would do is sort of like unify some of these shadows, for example. Like I would try to avoid having like too many details. Like you don't need all this detail here. Like I would let sort of the head. Damn it! I need it to be darker. This feels weird. There we go. That's my default gray.
It's gonna be easier for people to see.
I think so. So what I would do is, now I'm drawing over like a traditional drawing, but what I would have done sort of was like all this stuff, all this information, all this noise, I would get rid of. You know, I would unify the shadows a lot more, and then just, you know what? I think we need to use his own grays because this is looking weird. But yeah, I would sort of just unify all this. Like this, all this information is totally unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? What I would have done was sort of, let's see, let me switch color picker. This is easier. Let's just go straight down. So what I would have done was sort of this thing. I would let a lot of the detail that I don't need sort of fade away and unify a lot of the shadows.
Definitely.
And maybe even put the face in
Get
in
some
dark.
More, yeah, get some more shadows in the face, or get some
Yeah.
sort of volume happening.
I think so as well. Like, so I'm just going to roughly, because we don't have time to paint all of these, but I would sort of have done, you know.
And that's also a great way to sort of mask if you're not happy with the perspective of a face, because I have some issues with the face, even though it's a demon, so you can't really have any issues with it. But it sort of looks like it needs a little bit, a little bit more TLC in the face. Tender love and care.
Tender love and care. Yeah. So what I would have done was sort of this. I would leave some of the details that you have going, but I would still obscure a lot of them sort of in darkness. You see what's happening on the arm, for example?
Exactly.
You get a lot of the, like...
And you can already see that he has, or it looks like he's thought that way, but then he's gone over it and put a lot of unnecessary details into it.
I think so too.
The problem here is obviously that he's probably using an HB pen, which is the same value.
Yeah, of
and
course.
You're not going to be able to get the different sort of lifts if you're drawing too
Oh
hard.
shit, it disappears when you do that. Let's not do that. Uh,
So it is a normal
yeah, it's
pencil
like a
sketch.
pencil sketch. Yeah.
So if you went in, like what I would do with this, I would definitely just go over it with some ink and do fine lining stuff, and that way you can also see where your unnecessary details come in, and yeah, what you can keep and what you can lose.
Yeah.
I love doing details, so I'm not gonna trash it too much because
No, I love detail as well, but I
it's
think that you get lost in the. You
in
don't
the
know what to look at here. You know.
exactly, it gets cluttered.
Yeah. So
It's like coming into a hoarder's house. You're
exactly. So
not
I would
sure
have
where
sort of
you're.
like lost some of the detail here, so you can play around with the like for this sort of thing on here. Like this thing could have, it's a sphere there, I think, like some type of.
Yeah,
So what you could have done here, for example, if you had gone all dark, for example, first, like I'm gonna just cheat now with digital, but because it's faster and you can't do this with pencil, but
you just use an eraser.
yeah, but I would have done sort of like, you could have like if you had played around with the highlights, you could have gotten
Oh
this
yeah,
type of thing.
mm.
I don't know if it shows. Yeah.
Just a
Uh,
little sphere. You get that instant 3D volume to
right.
it.
You get that.
It's easy once you know how to do it.
And I think you have a lot of sort of like you get to know how much thickness there is like
Mm.
in all these different parts. Are they sticking out?
Yeah.
Are they above something? And then you can keep, like parts of the necklaces and the ropes that this type of armor has.
Yeah.
You can put like focus on it. Because I feel that you lost a lot of the detail by having it all. Like.
But it's a good like just
Oh, sorry, guys.
adding that sort of the ball on his stomach or whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
call
That
it.
sphere
It,
thing.
it it ties in well with the other spheres
Mhm.
and the balls that he's got around his neck.
And even this,
So,
look, I'm just adding this part. You
yeah.
have the bounce slide on the bottom of the arm, for example,
Mm.
because they're all cylinders, sort of playing with the same, like it's the same thing over and over. And I think that's the best thing about black and white in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is what I would have done. I would have sort of like lost parts of the face to make it more interesting. And
Yeah, and that way you could do like one of the eyes would like
you
shine
can,
or
it could
you
light
know,
up exactly. It could
that would
be.
make it even more
So
demonic.
if
in
we do
way.
that, for example, for this eye here, just like I'm just gonna crudely do it now, but you sort of get what we're saying, sort of like so if it's shrouded in dark, you can play with the lights and so on. So if you would have this, and then I would have sort of gone all the way here. I would have sort of gone like this,
Mm.
and then like lost this eye, just have the silhouette of it, and then this horn you can play around with because that horn is sort of sticking out.
Mm.
And what I like doing when I shade like this is that I like sort of thinking of it as a sphere, so you can sort of light up the. Let's see what the fuck I did now. Okay, let me grab some pure white that you should never do. But for this example, I think it's fine. So what I would have done is sort of this thing here, like where I just let the darkest part be, in the front there,
Yeah.
and play
'Cause
around with it.
It still is a sphere.
Exactly.
And that again, we keep nagging about the basics, but that that's something very important to know. A head is a sphere. It's a round shape. It's gonna have bouncing lights all over.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like, if we're gonna talk about the light, this whole character is sort of based off. Let's grab this. Like, the whole character, I'm gonna zoom in here now. Like, the whole character is sort of has a lot of spherical shapes. So this would be sort of the way to go, like you have your highlight, depending on where the light is coming from, of course. But then this would be like the full character would be sort of this thing.
Mm.
Like you would have this, and then you would have some type of bounce light, I guess, at the bottom,
Yeah.
sort of lighting up. Like the pressure is not entirely fixed here, but you get the sort of gist of it. Okay, so you can use this to shade most of it, and I think that's the best thing about drawing in like black and white as well, is that you are able to do that.
Exactly.
So you don't have to think about the color. You don't have to think about anything else but that.
Yeah.
And same thing with the sword here, depending on the angle, since it's not like a straight, like it's not two even sides, this probably would be highlighted and this side probably wouldn't be,
Yeah.
So you could do that as well.
And again, it also comes from where is the
I'm
light
just gonna
source coming from?
cheat this fucker.
Because The way we saw it was that the light source was coming almost from the direction of the sword, like
At first, yeah, exactly.
to the far right of the image, I guess, or something. And in that, like, if the light was coming from that direction, then it would bounce off of the sword
So
straight
I would
away.
have sort of this thing happening, and you probably have some type of reflection happening in the sword as well from,
Yeah,
stuff, but this is just too small. But I would have done sort of this and then highlighted the other side. But in the video, you can sort of see what I mean.
yeah,
Like you would have had more interest here. Like you're getting some reflection from, I don't know, the surroundings, depending on the angle of that.
yeah,
And like here as well, you have like on the hilt of the sword to the hand, for example, you could have added some, dark
yeah.
just
I
to
mean, it
separate that.
goes
It
goes
keeps
without
going, yeah.
saying the
Should I have
throughout the
this
full
image?
image.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it's super crude. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and I mean, we're
Retarded.
we're trying a new
Yeah.
format. Like we said, this is new for us. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
But I think we're gonna
Uh,
leave this one and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
move on because I think we've spent a bit more time than we planned. But
Yes.
I think the sort of the examples were good.
Let's just back it up a bit and let's break it down to what we have focused on here. So we focused on, or Ilias, and Ilias is the man holding the pen today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say we constantly, even though Ilias is drawing everything.
The principles are from both,
Yes,
though. Like we.
but so we focused in on, okay, less clutter, save it with more contrast or more daring shades, I guess. You don't need to have full resolution on every piece of jewelry or strand of hair that you're drawing. So just cheat where you can is a good way
Yeah,
to say it.
I think
Like,
that's really good.
you just make, if you have a hard light source coming from one direction, obviously it's going to be a hard shadowy side on the other side of it.
Yeah, and also you'll like if you have a hard light on the face, you'll sort of lose a lot of detail.
Very
And if you
much.
take a lot of selfies, I'm guessing a lot of you sort of have a stronger light than you would necessarily have in a normal photo just to get, some I don't know, like some facial creases away or something,
Yeah,
cheating.
exactly.
So we're all digital artists in our own way.
You know how to do this.
Yeah, so I guess that was a pretty good summary of what we did here.
Yeah.
Like we focused a lot on like cylinder shapes
Mm.
and yeah, working with that in mind.
But all in all, like, if we don't talk about what we've done here, I think the sketch was solid. It was good.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked it. I really love the texture that he has on the armor plates on the one that you can see on the
You're talking about
creatures.
the shoulder pad?
Yeah, the shoulder pad. I really like that one because I don't know. It looks right.
Yeah.
He should have done his research in how the armor is stitched together, because I think that is the opposite way. I think,
Is it?
not sure.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think there are different versions. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can buy it though.
Yeah,
Like I don't mind.
I'm really nitpicking here.
No, but I
But
think
all in all, I really like the
Yeah,
sketch. That's pretty
exactly.
much- So
I would have focused on the detail on the right hand side,
Yeah.
for example,
Mhm.
and then let the other stuff go into darkness.
yeah, because that's what he's done on the other side, but that doesn't
Yeah,
make any
but
sense
it doesn't make any
because the
sense.
light source is coming.
And he
from-
has pointed out the
Yes.
highlights here as well that
Yeah.
there is light coming from the right. So
That's the thing. So
yeah,
sorry, your name again was Jeffrey
Jeffrey.
with a J, not a Jeffrey. So Jeffrey Honesta.
Yeah, Honesta, you can see
Jeffrey
it
Honesta.
there super
you go.
clearly.
So good. But yeah, so obviously he has decided a light source, but he has strayed from it.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey, get your shit together, man.
Yeah, stick to your light source,
Stick
son.
to your light source.
Okay, let's get another one in.
Yeah.
Uh,
But no offense.
Insert.
Good job, Jeffrey.
good job, dude. Awesome.
And thank you for submitting.
Yeah. Okay, let's take this lady here.
The lady.
She's a lady. I don't think we need to look at the bottom part. I think the bottom part is nice. She's armless. We all get it. It's good stuff.
So this piece is made by Obvious and Totally Aware.
Totally aware. That's what it was. Okay.
Or Farah Ware. Farah?
I don't know what the reference here was, or if you just made this up, But we just have one little problem with this one, and it's just the hair, really. Like you sort of, it looks like her hair is starting off underneath the back of her jawbone.
I'll just add that she wrote saying,
Oh, that's good.
I like parts of it, but the light and shade on the neck and hair bother me.
Okay.
Um, and she's happy to get any type of advice. So here we go.
What
Farah.
was it? What was it? Hair and
The shading, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Shade on neck and hair. Shading
neck.
on the neck.
Okay, neck and hair. Neck and hair.
Neck and hair.
Okay, so uh,
So yes, we do agree with both of those.
Yes.
But necessarily not the shading.
yeah, I think we have one problem. Like I said, is like overall a nice piece.
Yeah.
That's why we've zoomed in so much.
It's a mixed media piece, just so you know. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff happening.
There's a lot of traditional work that came in.
I'm guessing watercolor and marker.
So I'm just gonna sort of like paint over this part, because this part that I'm painting over is by the back of the jaw, sort of close to the ear, where it looks like her hair is sort of starting underneath her jaw,
Yeah.
which makes it look like some sort of Wolverine sideburn.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna remove that, and I think that might give us sort of a clearer structure of
The neck.
the neck.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think we have a problem with the overall structure in this one, like how you built the head.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that we've seen. Like if we go back a bit, like let you know what, let's kill this layer, and I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna drag down the opacity here.
Yeah. Let's just break it down into that instead. I think that's better.
I think that's better as well. I think this is where you'll learn more. I know that you wanted like to talk about the hair and stuff, but I think the problem where it looks a bit off, like the neck to hair part, is sort of like, if you would, I'm on the wrong layer, of course.
Of course.
No, I turned off the layer, of course.
Nice.
Let's see. Okay, this is too thin, and that is too weird. Damn it! Yeah, you see where we're going with this. Okay,
And
let
again,
me-
Fair, this is a really cool piece. I
No,
really
I like it.
it.
I like it.
Great
There's-
details in the skin and face. I love the color contrast of the hair, eyes, background
try
with the hard black,
yeah,
black and white dress that she's wearing.
just trying to find like a good one that you guys can see. Okay, that one is the perfect one, I think. Okay, so for
Alright.
example, I would start with sort of like getting the head in. How did you build this head? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a problem I'm having right now is that the left side of the face does not match the. You see what I'm saying? Like, then the head would need to be like over here for this to work. You know what I mean? If you
Oh yeah.
you haven't centered the head, or like the way she's sort of looking, it looks like she's pressing her chin
chin.
into her.
Exactly. She's doing like the double chin thing.
Exactly, but then her jawbone is so high up to her ear, where it's sort of like, I think you're gonna have a problem with this no matter sort of how you tilt it.
Yeah.
So you're this area here is the problem, and the head is like too far in, unless she's doing, and also the direction of the. You're getting,
The side of her head, you mean, or
yeah, I think they're all sort of like, there are a couple of different directions going on, where like the eyes, you see where they're going, they're not going in the.
they're not in the same direction.
Yeah, so if I take that away again, like it's gonna be really hard to sort of, oh shit, I went too far. So we went that far, god damn it. Yeah, this is very new to us as well.
Patience is key when drawing digitally.
No, it's when you have this set up
When you're
and you
drawing
don't know what you're doing.
anything.
You see what I mean? Like, this is the head. This is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And it is, I think it's going to be a super hard save. Like, you could sort of fake it to look okay, I think. You could still make it work. But like I said, that jaw is like way too high because you're not consistent. Like, you can make the craziest jawline. Sorry, guys. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to. You could follow everything, but I think you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
Like, if you do it on one side, it sort of has to be apply it on the other side.
Mm.
And also the ear, like it's up here.
Which
Like
is
the
it's a
ear,
good line. I like it.
I think the like usually when you draw ears, like if you feel where your ear sort of like the highest part and the oh shit, hit the mic with the pen. I think this is way too high.
But that's
But it's like if it's a style thing, I think it's totally passable. Like the ears can be higher, the jaw
that's
can
the
be.
thing. Like
I don't
I've
mind.
drawn plenty of portraits where you have the ear like it's
Yeah,
located over the eyebrow. Like
yeah,
it starts really, really high up.
yeah. But
And I don't think the ear really does anything
no, no, I don't.
wrong
I don't
here.
think the ear does anything wrong as
That's
well.
good.
It's also like if you look up, the ears seem further down. If you look
But
like vice versa.
speaking of the ear, I mean, because you can see so much of the ear, then it's very apparent that she's turning her head a lot
Yeah,
because you can
exactly.
see the inside of the ear.
And then the head should be like the face, the whole head should be out here. I
Yeah,
feel. Yeah,
exactly. You should like cut it out and then move it
it feels like it should be like
like
here. Yeah,
2 centimeters
just to
to the side of it. Yeah,
get
because I think
like
that that's what makes the whole thing looks weird.
yeah, I think so too. Like this is what you would have
Look
needed,
weird.
sort of.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? To fit the body. So here you see sort of like where the face and size of the head maybe would have
yeah.
been. Like this is just
And we're just nitpicking here because this is art and it could look any which way you want it to.
exactly.
And now she's asking more about the shadows.
So
and
let's
stuff.
let's do
jump
that
into
though.
the
Let's
shadow.
do that. But that
Yeah.
was just I think
Because
that's a tip.
Yeah, that's
that-
how we think about faces and
Yeah.
anatomy. Again, going back to the basics and studying your anatomy and learning
Yeah.
how a body really works and looks like.
Yeah, and you could also do what I did and just redraw your own drawings.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
it's
great
always
way to
fun.
learn.
And also do that on your reference. Like if you're ever using reference and you just like don't understand the shapes, okay?
Yeah.
So for now we're gonna go in and sort of
I'm a
play
bit-
around with
I'm a
that.
bit confused of where the neck starts and ends in this piece.
Yeah, exactly. And that is, I think, a big problem for me as well. So I'm just gonna like paint with my most normal brush here.
Yeah.
So okay, this is where the problem is. Now we've cleared up sort of like I said, the head is a bit and the neck is a bit off because of, but I think if you don't connect the yeah, I think that's the problem. Actually, why you can't make it work, like the neck to hair, like it is this area here that sort of causes the confusion. So just by clearing that up, what you had before, where the hair sort of started here,
Yeah.
that clears a lot of that up. Like you
Yeah,
can see.
it's already like it's calming my.
No, but let's do this. Let's color pick this part, for example. Like if I would bring this jaw down now and bring it to like, I'm just gonna ruin your artistic freedom here, and just put the jaw in a place where I'm just gonna do this so we can't, so it doesn't break the. But you're sort of getting to a place where like where you get a separation. That's what I'm trying, the word I was looking for. And also these lines here, the shading here, like I understand what you're doing.
Do you?
Yeah, really, she's trying to get these the tendons that go around like the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
beside the, but they're you don't really get that clear read, I think.
Again, it's knowing the body and knowing what they look like. And if you look like this, or if you know somebody that
Mhm.
looks like this, I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
No, but I don't think like that's not what we're saying,
No.
sort of.
And everybody is built in a different way. So obviously there is no super right or wrong.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna go with like the norm, then
What
we
is
need
the normal?
to, then we need to calm this down. First off, doing a goatee on the girl. I mean, it is 2018.
It's fine.
It's
No.
fine, but maybe not do it the pointy goatee type of shading under the chin.
What?
Because where is the light source coming from?
Yeah,
here?
my question is also like, is there a reference for this? Because
Exactly.
there are a lot of sort of different colors playing here.
Yeah, because there are some really
Like-
fancy.
The greens are awesome,
Yeah.
but inconsistent. Like, why is there only green here and not, in other areas? Why is there like purple, red, and that greenish tone again? Like why the
Why? Yeah, why the big
Why-
different?
yeah why the
Yeah.
jumps here? So, I would like I know this is a traditional piece and you can't do shit to fix it. unless you paint over it with oils. But I would sort of clean all. Do you need all that information? Like, unless the reference had it and you want it, then I understand.
Yeah.
But I would still sort of go for a cleaner,
Yeah. Like
just like,
where you need to think, where do you want your audience to focus? Do you
yeah,
want them
I
to
think so,
focus
that as well.
on the neck or the face or the dress? Because obviously they're going to see everything. It's not like we're saying that people are just going to look at the face, but you need the one thing to really grab attention. And in this case, the neck really grabbed the
shit.
attention
Looks-
because it looked strange, and that like it drew
I
my
think
eyes to it.
inconsistency as well in the
Yeah,
colors.
yeah.
Like, the body has a lot of colors,
Oh yeah.
but it also, like, under the eyes it's a bit bluish, like because of the veins and all
Yeah,
that's
yeah, we have a
underneath.
lot of colors.
So
going
there
on.
are, but I think you need to study up on that and sort of work with that,
Yeah,
and also make. Like, I think your biggest problem was sort of the jaw
the
to
jawline.
hair, yeah,
Mm,
because you had hair starting in the jawline. I think was a big sort of problem.
yeah,
But I think, like,
but
just cleaning it
all-
up a bit now.
already now it looks a lot calmer.
Exactly. And I would say, if you're unsure, don't be afraid to do like the structure that I drew, because I think that'll be way easier for you to sort of work with.
Mm,
Then once you have the structure, like, usually I find that the structure can sort of limit me sometimes. Like, I get too stiff.
yeah.
So sometimes I do like a rough sketch, like very loose, and then I go on top of that and make the structure, and then I fix whatever the fuck is wrong.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't go in and draw the eyes in detail,
No.
but I do like a simpler version of what I'm intending to do. Then I put the structure in just to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Mm.
Also looking through my phone,
Yeah.
like you guys are doing, and sort of catching all these things. Because then you'll know that your head is like, either she's looking like really
Yeah.
like into herself,
I mean,
like,
there's a lot of stuff you get for free by doing that.
yeah.
And looking at it now,
I think
the
it's-
eyes are a bit off as well.
No, but that's what you saw when I did because the structure
Yeah,
sort of like
'cause-
they're not on.
You have no. I mean, they're looking.
Oh,
Like,
you mean the,
she's got
the
a
yeah,
lazy eye.
yeah. Well, this one is slightly bigger and this one is slightly smaller as well.
Yeah.
But I even have that in reality, like
Yeah,
where
yeah, I
my
know.
sort of one eye is more open than the other one.
Yeah,
So
but it was just something I noticed
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I think we've said what we need to say.
Yeah, about
on
this one, right?
piece. And this is a great example of using minimalistic details to make hair look
Yeah.
alive.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got great colors going on in the hair. It looks really fiery and vibrant.
But I have one last tip for that as well.
Yeah, and you can still, I mean, obviously you can still go in and keep adding volume to it. And remembering your light source always is very important, or light sources, maybe.
Mhm.
And just stick to it. And yeah, I think that's all I.
And I think, like, closer to the scalp, where you sort of like, if you would have sort of covered like parts of the ear, like you could have seen the bottom one, and then just sort of like, covered parts of it up. Like, I'm just gonna crudely paint over here. Just, you should have gone, oh, Jesus. I just feel that you should have gone in the darker areas of the hair. You see, digital and traditional work so well together. You should have just gone sort of, I'm going to just be crude here and just fill it in like poorly. But you should have gone like darker, in the darker areas sort of the parts that you actually made dark, but you didn't go dark enough, I feel. Like, you could have gone braver on those areas, and then maybe, had like a couple of strands of hair that was sort of sticking out there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's an easy fix if you're painting with gouache or
yeah,
something.
and you could still
You
do
can
that
still
to
go
this
in-
image.
Yeah, you can always
image.
go darker,
Yeah.
which is good.
Because I think if you, like, just getting a bit darker on some of these areas would have been awesome.
Mm.
Like, just going in, even now, depending on when you did this painting,
Yeah,
but just like going in and not being too afraid to sort of add a little to the darks.
exactly. And this is not us telling you how to paint or draw.
No,
it's
it's just
something that
I would have done
Yeah,
this way. You can do it in a million other ways,
and this is something that can't be helped, because obviously as soon as we start talking and drawing stuff, we're gonna go directly into the way we think and we
Yeah.
draw. And again, we're not professionals in that way.
Yes, we are.
We We haven't done this for 1,000 of years.
Look, and if
We
you
haven't read any books about this shit. We yeah, we're just looking at it through our eyes and a new pair of eyes for you guys. So hopefully we're saying something that's going to resonate with you
Yeah.
and
So
help you. So
yeah, there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? Or
there,
like
yes, always.
a few ways,
Or
yeah.
just the one.
Uh,
But yes, skin goes off.
so I think that it's like you just need to be when you decide to add darks, and I can see that you sort of didn't go all the way. Add more dark, like go darker. It's
Yeah.
fine. Like there is,
There's a good way, you know, the whole squint technique.
yeah.
You know, step away, squint your eyes, and look at it. Does everything look like a big messy blur?
Does that look good?
It's just the one color, or do you see different values? If you don't see different values, you might want to add some.
Yeah. It's a bit like trickier when you're traditional. I think digital has a lot of ways to help you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this piece, the next one.
sorry, just wanted to give Farah another shout. So that
Oh, yeah,
was,
please
the
do.
piece was by Farah Ware, or Obvious and Totally Aware on Instagram. She's got great stuff. I really love the style. Like, seriously, the only nitpick from my side was the neck.
Yeah.
I had no big problems with the other stuff.
Neither did I actually. It was just like a tip.
Yeah.
Just like if you try this next time, it might sort of help you with the neck part. You'll have it more clearly defined, and you'll understand that hair doesn't grow out of like you wouldn't have the hair from the jawline.
No.
Like even though hair could touch the jawline, you would see that clearly. It wouldn't look like it was growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. All right.
So this is your buddy,
Yeah.
or like
or
a buddy,
somebody
somebody.
that sent this to me. So this is Joanna Ferreira. Ferreira.
Joanna Ferreira.
Joanna
Why is
Ferreira.
that? Why is that super? Joanna Ferreira. I
She's
think.
doing awesome stuff.
Yeah. Can I see her work? Because I think I met her at. I think. Can you go into her gallery, like the full gallery? Sorry. And go down. I don't know why she's so familiar. God damn it. Okay, cool. We've talked about this image a bit.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit. Oh man, it's a bit. It's not getting that much. Like it's.
Her Instagram name is j.f.poet. That's a Pouet. Poet. JF Poet.
Yeah. So I like this one. Like I like it a lot. There's a story element to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to like in this.
Yeah, there's a lot to like, and most of the things we're going to address are sort of things that break the illusion from this sort of fairy tale. I don't know how clearly you guys can see what's wrong, but there are like some things. There are some inconsistent sort of light sources. So, for example, we have a dominant light in the middle of the screen. So, for you that are listening, there's this old man magician, sort of, sitting in a chair with a wand in his hand, sort of, and a kettle on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's sort of doing something to it, and like green, like liquid is sort of flying up towards his.
Yeah, like green, turquoise, bluish,
Yeah.
liquid, shiny stuff is coming out. It almost looks like what's her name, Katara. When
Yeah,
she's
Katara, yeah,
moving
from
water
the
bending,
Avatar. Yeah.
like from the Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar.
It sort of looks that way.
Yeah, and then there's this kid opposite him sitting close to a pile of books and like scrolls, and he's looking like amazed. So that's awesome. And the problem with this one though, like that we sort of have, there's this like super nice like quickly sketched background that you can see in the image here. It's all like sort of faded out, like it doesn't take too much focus. You get the gist of the stuff, like vials and stuff on the like the shelves and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have some stuff that are equally far back, like the chest here,
Yeah.
that is not as blurred out and it doesn't really add anything to the actual story. Like the main characters and the kettle are sort of the protagonists of this image.
Yeah.
And I think the old man and the kettle are sort of like the first reads, like you would read these dudes here. So dudes, okay, the kettle is a dude.
Dude.
But then we have a couple of things that I feel that they take way too much attention. Like, I think these could have been equally faded away. Like the chest there, it could have been like pushed way back.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have like the book under his chair.
And it's not under his chair.
It's
If you look
I
at it,
know, I
it's
know.
on the other side.
It's on
of
the other
chair.
side, and it's such an unnecessary sort of.
It wouldn't be visible at all. Like there would be no light if the
If
kettle
the-
on the ground is the only light source in this
Yeah.
image, which is the only one that I can see.
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
There would be no light on that side of the chair.
But-
Like he is sitting exactly where the shadow would be casted from that light source.
Yeah, and I think something about that book, like in real life, that could happen, but when you're creating a piece of art and you're trying to tell a story, we place the books in a seemingly random area.
Yeah.
So I think that book is just totally unnecessary for the whole image itself, but it's like a small thing.
Again, yeah.
But I think the biggest problems I have with this design is the inconsistency in the green light.
Yeah.
The characters and the image are sitting so close to this magic, like turquoise light, but they're not. It's not reflected on them. It's like a white light on them instead.
Yeah, they have a light source that's exactly. It's more of a white light or
Yeah.
a cozy, warm light. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it sort of takes away a little from, like, it feels like another light source. I would have loved to see it sort of like, I'm just going to add a bit. Like now, this is not going to be beautiful in any way. But I think all these things that are sort of close to I'm trying to keep it a bit zoomed in, but I would have loved to see, because, and the further away you get from this image, like the boys, like the clothes would also be affected by the green. Like if you've ever been to a room with a sort of,
with just the one light
with the
source.
one light source, this boy would have been green,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been anything else. There is no white light here whatsoever.
No, you
And-
wouldn't be able to see the reds in the skin
No.
or anything like that. So
No, it would primarily be,
it would just be the green and maybe green to white almost.
Yeah.
Sort of lighting. So
or like green to brighter green,
yeah,
sort
exactly.
of like, and
That's exactly
and
right.
then also playing together with whatever, the skin translucency, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we won't go into too much of that.
I think
but
to
I think-
save a piece like this, I would add another light source. I would have like a candle on the shelf in the back.
I think so too, because then you can get the warmth back, sort of, because the
Exactly.
green is going to give you like a sort of bluish, coldish,
Exactly. So
thing
that,
going.
that way it's going to be a nice contrast working.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay sort of cozy and nice and warm. The
Mhm.
feeling that it already has.
Yeah, exactly. And here again, like over here, you have these things. Like this light source seems fairly strong.
Yeah.
So I would love to have seen, a bit of the green, like maybe not all of it, because, if you've ever, like, I know that the misconception that a torch can light a cave, that's not a thing. But I would still sort of, fuck, that is too harsh.
I think it would be really cool to see what the hard shadows that are cast from this would do to the piece as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a
So,
lot of debris or like stuff in the background. What would happen like to that
Yeah.
once the light hits it and casts a big shadow behind it?
and the question is, since nothing is really lighting up the room, why are you letting it take attention? Like, why not surround
Exactly,
it
do
in
a
sort of...
vignette type.
Like,
thing.
it doesn't have to be a vignette, but it could be sort of like, what's lighting up that area of the room, like how strong is this light? You have to decide those things,
Okay.
And I think like unless you have like a warm light coming out of the page, then just darken it out, like, because you can get more focus. Like you could have the stuff there and then just have, parts of it just like sort of hint to it,
Mhm.
but go even lighter than I have there. But this is just to show the people on the live stream. So try not to like think about what am I primarily trying to say with this image? Like don't go crazy with the details, because I see that you clearly sort of
You want to
made
do
a
more.
decision. Yeah, you
Mhm.
made a decision to not show the background, but then you decided to show the chest and the things you do. I would have just hinted at them, like just like some stuff, just for fun, if
Mhm.
people want to look deeper into the image, but they wouldn't be like secondary or third
No.
in my sort
And
of.
I'm confused to where this is because in my head, you wouldn't really have big chests in your living room.
No, but it's a comfort, like,
Yeah, but you
and
wouldn't have that in your living room
but
either.
you do. This is not a living room. This is like a
An
like
attic
a
is
no
what
no.
I
But
would say. Like
from
the way it looks. If you look at
okay,
everything,
yeah.
it's
For
got more of an attic type feel.
for me, I feel like it's a study of some type,
Mm.
like one part of a study.
But
But
then I would have a big bookcase in the background or something,
yeah,
you know.
but we have one more thing here, and you pointed it out actually. It's where the kettle is placed.
Mm.
They're both sitting opposite each other, but the this kettle is like so much closer to us.
Yeah. Like if you look at it in a 3D type space,
Yeah,
they're sitting in a triangle with the
exactly.
granddad or old man opposite the kid,
Yeah,
and then having the
the ki-
kettle like being the bottom or the tip of the triangle downwards, I guess, if you look at it straight up. So the kettle is closest to us, and then they come behind it.
and we went there again.
Damn it.
Yeah. So actually, those are my main sort of concerns.
Yeah.
And also, like, one tip that I can give you sort of out of the box here, you have this little box here. What I would use that box for example, on the left hand side, there is a box that breaks the direction. Like this book down beside the box is awesome because it's pointing towards the kettle.
Exactly.
You're
It's
sort of,
leading you
yeah,
into it. And
exactly.
yeah, there's a good flow in the image as
Hmm.
well. I like it. Like it all leads down. You have a clear source of, some mysterious magic.
Yeah, I think so too. And also this lighting that we created, like this super diffused lighting here though, we darkened it down, but you sort of create a circle that people can sort of travel around.
Yeah.
And if we had time, we would have done something better. But but we're just saying that, like the comfort here or the chest or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you don't need that information. Like it adds nothing to this image.
No.
Like what I would have done with that, if I wanted something in there to sort of like, I would have done this. Like for example, I'm just gonna switch to something a bit harder. If you wanted sort of a thing like that, I would have added it to the front as a silhouette type
Mhm.
of thing. You know,
Yeah.
I would have added something here maybe. Uh,
Yeah, to put them more in the space.
yeah, frame them even
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I went dark enough here,
Yeah.
but you get the sort of what I'm saying. Like I would have added something here to sort of hint to what this room was. You know, like I don't know if it would have been the candle that Robert was referring to, or, but you could have added some stuff here that wouldn't have taken so much focus. Let's go a bit darker, just I think for the live stream. But I would have added a penis here apparently. This is a candle, and a Totoro doll because that's important. No, but it's just like I would have done something here maybe,
Mm.
depending on how wide the image is, sort of like leaning into the center again.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at like the readability of the piece. It it really reads. You read
I'm just gonna take
everything,
that away
but
now.
you don't really get led into the boy, I think, because he sort of disappears. It's just his face sort of shines out,
Mhm.
and he disappears into the background.
But I think he's like secondary here. Like the old man is telling him something, and then I think like it's here. Like this is
Yeah,
the
I'm just-
sort of like the lighting.
Yeah, because you sort of go this way. You follow the
Mhm.
light in here, and then it ends, and then it has to. You sort of. I don't know. I need something more. I'd like a little bit more of the boy now that I'm looking at it more. But this is the.
But then
bad
again,
thing.
if you had your light source that you were talking about,
Mm.
like let's say you had a warm light source on the outside of this window here,
Yeah.
you could have had the boy. Oh crap! I forgot I switched. Okay,
Yeah. Exactly. Then.
Then you could have had, like I'm just gonna crudely do this. This is his hair, but you shouldn't do this hard. But I'm just gonna like, fucking
He's a punk.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm
Sounds
just gonna like I'm just gonna do something like, let's say there was some sort of, okay, he had a candle here for some reason.
Mm,
No, but you get it. Like then you get him out again, and then you have the green sort of.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
because
would
that
have
way he'd get the attention that he deserves as well.
perfect.
It makes sense
Look,
with other colors.
looks like his
Yes, it's
body, like his soul is leaving him, like, and this
yeah, that's a
weird
penis.
penis. Yeah,
That's a penis.
yeah. We're just gonna wrap that one up.
But yeah, we like all in all, it sounds like we're trash talking the fuck out
No,
of
I
these
like it.
things.
I really
I
like
love
it.
this
Yeah,
image. It's awesome. It looks like it's straight out of a children's book.
yeah. Right. Like
Uh,
this could be a full book.
Also, the whole rendering of the piece
Yeah,
is
I think it's
nice,
beautiful.
smooth,
I love the
warm.
style.
Yeah, this is the stuff that I wish I could do
But I
more.
think like the main thing here is like if you have a strong green magical light,
Mm,
let the magic go. You know, like
yeah,
let it go places. But you decide how strong it is, like how far does it reach. But
yeah,
if you're gonna have like white light sources, then you better have a real good reason to why. Because
exactly.
even the lightest of light sort of highlights are usually not
Yeah,
white.
yeah,
Like sometimes they give the impression of light or white because of contrast, but they're usually like if you color pick like like
yeah.
bright areas,
It's gonna be
like
blue
yellow,
or
it's gonna be
yellow.
blue,
Yeah,
exactly pink, like it just looks white.
yeah.
We totally get it, but
There pretty much isn't anything called white or black in this world.
doesn't
Everything is just
matter if
really,
you're black or
really.
white.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. No, I'm not gonna dive into
Let's
that.
not dive into anything. Let's move
Let's
on.
move on. But yes,
Okay.
that was J.F. Puet
You shit, what the fuck? So,
or Joanna Ferreira.
sounds super familiar.
Thank you so much for sending in your image.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
this one was to me personally, so it feels very, very
Special.
special. Um,
But
so thank you very much for that, and I hope it was helpful.
oh yeah, I hope we weren't butchering it, like, because
I,
we really did like it. It's
yeah,
an
yeah,
awesome piece. We talked
we
about it
talked
before
about it
the show. Yeah.
exactly. It was really awesome, and
So this next one is a type of sheriff barber.
yeah,
I think so, at least. Like, I think it's a sheriff barber.
it, yeah, no, I
Right?
think it goes without saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the whole look of him. He's got a cool pose. He's very, it's like, I don't know. He's a badass character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing he.
Do you know the name of the person that made it?
No, I'm trying to
Ah,
find.
check.
find
Yeah, we're not very good at this. Like you've noticed. So we're gonna take the opacity down. I think you wrote though that you went this far with it, but you can't sort of figure out, like you felt stuck. There's something off, but you can't really sort of tell what it is. I think. Um,
I'm
why
still
does it
looking
sound like there's a fan in here?
because we're right next to the computer stuff.
Oh shit! So this sound is gonna be on all the time. Oh, but maybe our limiter will fix it.
I think it will.
Cool.
All right, so I found who it was. So this piece is made by Adam Duboison or Duboison Arts.
Okay, that's
Dub
gonna be
you Dub you is on. God damn it, I suck at pronouncing stuff like this. Dubuisson Arts.
Is it dub like D U
D
B
U
O?
B U I S S O N.
Okay, you lost me.
Dub U E Son underscore arts.
Yeah.
Totally slaughtered your name.
Okay, should this be the last one? Because it's already been an hour
Yeah.
ish.
Yes.
So, and then we can do like a little retro or something
then
about Annihilation, maybe.
yeah, we can do
Because
that.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. All right. Yeah, let's dive into it.
Okay, so this
Who is
man, yeah. I think.
Or let's just call him Adam now.
Do you
okay?
know? Do you know the what was the critique or the thing? I think
So
it was.
the comment that came with this is, I feel like I'm going wrong somewhere here, but I can't pinpoint it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So with that said, let's fucking tear him a new one.
No, but for me personally, like, I think the anatomy is just a no-no. Like, I like this sort of.
Well, this looks like a character that I would make. Like, it's got the same sort of build that I normally do with the whole gorilla build.
Mm-hmm.
Big arms, that
I like.
when I ignore stuff, when I just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
crazy, my graffiti type style,
Mm-hmm.
that's where this comes
Because I
from.
like where this is going. I'm just gonna like sort of paint over this
Yeah,
because I feel like, for example,
there's a lot of stuff that's sort of it doesn't fit.
yeah, and I think a couple of things that you're missing is like muscle. Like where the hell is the tricep? The triceps,
Yeah, because with this character especially,
like he
you have
gives that buff
yeah,
impression, right?
it looks like he's got a cool build. He's probably got a lot of muscles underneath all that.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I would like to see more of that
mhm.
here. So I'm gonna bring his arm there. So I'm gonna give him a tricep. I'm gonna give him an elbow. So for example, this was already something I was missing. So now he's got an arm. You see that? He's got a bit more volume there. It feels like he would have like a pretty, like either like a fatty chest, like a sort of like muscly where the chest is sort of like,
Yeah, I
but then
think
the
it's
belly under,
exactly.
sort of
That's
resting on it.
exactly how I.
Yeah. So I would sort of add that support there and then maybe have this gut like coming down like so he wouldn't be that fat on the back, for
Mm.
some reason, but he would really have this sort of belly
But
thing
that's what
going.
happens. Like when you train a lot and then you
And
sort of
then
let
you
it go,
and I think
then
where you don't sort of
it ex-
train down,
yeah,
like you just let it go entirely.
like my uncle Pekka,
Yeah.
same thing. But now he looks like Barba Papa.
Yeah, 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 exactly that. And here again, like I think the face here, you didn't take into consideration any type of perspective here. You just drew like whatever felt right, which is
Mm.
also cool. That's fine. But if
It's
you're,
it
it's gonna
it
get harder to
yeah.
paint, I think.
It makes for a more extreme pose because he's really twisting his head away.
Mm-hmm.
For people that can't
Can't
see
see
this,
it. Yeah, it's a
uh,
super sort of
yeah, he's like
extreme.
standing in. I don't know. It's a very masculine pose with his arm resting on his
Mm-hmm.
waist, and he's looking away. It's sort of a mixture between Captain Morgan and Superman.
No, but I think like you're saying that he's fat, like around the neck,
Yeah.
but you haven't given him, like what I'm seeing sort of like I'm gonna just draw actually not what I want, but what you've done. I'm gonna just support yours. So the skull is super small. There's like some type of head up here. That is like it's super sort of like forced up by his throat.
Mm.
Like this is what I'm seeing, like this super thick neck supported by, you know, this thing here. Like
Yeah.
this is what you're doing. But I think the angle is even like you've done some sort of 45 angle, but straight from the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's sort of what makes it. And I think
I
that's what
guess
you're
no,
seeing
but
as
this
well,
is this could
Adam.
work, right? This could work.
Yeah,
Like
that could
this
work.
thing, I think could work. So
Definitely.
what we could do is sort of turn it around a bit.
Yeah.
But this is sort of what you've done. And I love this sort of like big, fatty, sort of throaty neck thing,
Hmm.
like in the front. Like just like the belly, you have some sort of
Yeah. And I like the fact
thing.
that he's stretching it out. So he's hiding his double chin because he's
You're
stretching out
stretching
his
it
head.
out, yeah. And then I think just that the legs are just not, they're
Yeah.
too
The,
short. Like
the
he's either a dwarf, like a, like a, final, like he looks like a, not like a short person, but he looks like a fantasy sort of
yeah, that
like
type of dwarf.
dwarf.
Hmm.
Yeah, like those, like
Like
the
Gimli.
dwarven race. Yeah,
Yeah.
not like actual short people.
Did you see that post that I posted on Instagram with the elves? Never
No,
trust an elf. And then
no,
like
I
all the
didn't.
major elves from Lord of the Rings have become big bad guys in the Marvel universe.
No. So look here, like just the thighs. I think just the thighs on this guy are already
Yeah, they're taking
just
up everything.
yeah, they're taking up all the leg. So I would have just done like either give him like the tiniest legs for contrast, or just go,
Yeah, just
super like just go super fucking wide. That's what I would have done. Like I would have either just gone the one way or the other. Like I would have just gone super super wide, like, and either put this leg like further away and then have this one come super close,
mm,
to the sort of to the viewer. Uh,
I would have definitely gone the way Adam has because that's the way I
yeah,
draw
yeah,
those
yeah.
characters as well. But
So
like you
this
said,
one.
I would have done. I still love a good calf.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
love the
yeah.
calf muscle. I
Yeah.
love having a defined foot and calf, knee,
Yeah.
and thigh. So I would still do all that, so it would be
Yeah,
very visible.
yeah, I love that too. Like I love, so I would have done something like this, for
Yeah,
example. I wouldn't
I
have.
think that looks really good. Like,
Yeah, and this hand I don't really mind. The only problem I have with this hand, again, you've drawn it without thinking about it.
yeah,
So
and
there's
on it,
no,
yeah, I was gonna comment on the
yeah.
hands as well.
So you need to sort of like think about it in 3D, man.
Like,
Uh,
hold a knife in your hand, take a picture of it,
Picture, yeah.
and
Like,
then draw it.
like this is what you want. You want this box. You understand what we're saying, sort of. I hope this helps. Like you want this box to sort of like, and you make it into a hand, you know,
Mm,
but you need to sort of think of it as a 3D thing.
always.
Yeah. So
Where is it in the living space of this character?
exactly.
Uh,
So
will it work?
just
Like,
the worst.
how do you hold a knife like that? And then you need to imagine yourself holding a knife like that. Like, grab a banana maybe, or something angled the way the knife is. Hold that in your hand. How does it
Let's leave it like that.
how does it actually, how does your hand grip around the object that the character is holding?
Hmm.
These are really important things, and they're really subtle little details that could make or break the whole image. Because looking at the hand that was before Ilias made a box over it,
Hmm.
it was really flat, even though
Yeah.
it had all digits. But
Yeah.
it was
Exactly.
really hard to define what it was.
So
Uh,
let me do this, like
like,
just to show you the before.
yes,
So he's a bit taller. He has, you have a lot of fun stuff. Like I really like
yeah.
the small head on the thick sort of
And I can
throat thing.
already see this in like art of book for some game. Like, it does look like a proper character design.
Yeah.
Uh, but we're nitpicking, obviously. Like, we're grabbing stuff that we can actually talk about, and we're talking
Yeah.
about it. That's what we're
I
doing.
think we're taking the stuff that we think most people have. Like I don't mind the clothing and stuff. Like you need to work on your folds
Yeah,
and see why things are like acting the way they are.
yeah,
But you can't do that because your character doesn't have muscle. You know,
no.
like it doesn't have. Like for example, when you get this part, you'll know that the shirt is probably going to be a bit snug here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get some sort of folds there. You're also going to get, you know, whatever's happening between the bicep and
The
the
forearm.
forearm. Yeah, exactly. You'll have a problem there or
Yeah.
a problem. It'll be tight around the elbow probably, and then you know, like you'll get something over there, for example, and so on. Like all these things blah, will will give you some sort of information to what is happening.
Yeah.
And I think you need to sort of just look at some examples like anywhere online how to draw folds. You'll get tons of great examples explaining sort of
Yeah.
like
The how do you say it? The science of
yeah,
the
the
fold.
science of the fold. Yeah, I'm still not very good at that
No, no,
either,
no. I'm
but I
always
have some
improvising.
sort
Yeah.
of like a small couple of
We
hints that, you
have
know.
studied quite a fair bit of it,
But you still like sometimes it just
but it's not fresh enough to be, we can't create perfect folds from our heads, or I can't.
it depends. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes you look out, definitely.
But I think if I would just go back now and just look at it, the understanding would be more sort of like instant than
yeah,
before.
yeah,
But I think this is like the biggest like, what we can do for this image because I think it's like it's fun.
yeah,
Like you've done something, but you need to sort of work with the volumes that you've created because
yeah.
right now you're not using any type of like we've talked before. You don't use a structure to build up your character, so he looks a bit like Robert said, like that hand was flat. I told you that the head didn't have a direction, like it had a couple
Mhm.
directions. And if you do it like this, and maybe if you add like a circle, you can sort of get a gist of the area that he's standing on. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Just this thing here at the bottom. Like for those of you watching, it looks like he's standing on a 3D space. You know, like you have this
yeah,
fake shadow here. Then you get like, okay, that foot is on this line and that foot is on the other side of the circle. And you
Mm.
get sort of like a depth thing.
yeah.
I think that was actually Steven Silver that said that. That was a really good tip.
What was the tip? Because
That was the tip, the circle.
Oh, the
The,
circle.
the circle was the tip.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you need to think about your shapes as volumes though. like this hand connects to this box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is also a cylinder. Like, and this is also like, this is a cylinder that goes and connects down. You know, like
Yeah. Well, more of
there
a
is a
cone.
yeah, yeah. No, but
but
they're cones and
definitely
like
still
type.
cylinder.
Yeah, exactly. They're like a bit different. This is also, and it's pointing downwards.
Yeah.
Like the direction of this leg is going downwards. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like if you did this to the character, you would know that this is facing down. Like the gut is sort of like going both directions. You know, like you have this thing
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
The tits are then the man boobs are going like this. The face is like the chin is sort of slouching down, but the face is still going the other direction. You know, like there are like he's sort of looking out. So the head and the gut, I guess, have like sort of the same thing going. Like there's parts of it that is sort of looking up and then slowly going more down
Yeah.
as you come
There
down.
is a twist going on.
Exactly. And then the arms are sort of like third on a downward spiral as well. You just like if you do this to your drawings, you'll sort of see the direction. Like you'll understand the depth of your character, like the
Zoom
3D-ness
in
of
on
it.
it a bit.
Is it? No,
Just
I
so
think
people can see
no, they
the
see it.
swirly swirls.
They see it. It's clear
Nice.
as day. So you see here, like you can see the direction. That is that part, and that is that part. You know, like you just get the like you understand where it's
Mm.
headed.
And something that helps me a lot in a situation like this is drawing the underpants.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Like this part, like
Just because that way I
the
can
poop box.
see,
Yeah,
so I know like
I guess here you
the
will.
way the legs are attached to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hip. And
Usually
so,
I would draw that, but since we have this like sort of gut here,
yeah.
it would be covering up a lot of that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then sort of. But
But
I
in
think
my
yeah,
head, it's
I
still
do that.
there. It's
I draw
just-
it as well.
Just a little tip.
I think
on-
that was just one of my shortcuts more than it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I usually draw it as well. I think
Mm.
it's a very nice indicator of where the sort of hip bones and all are
It just
connected.
comes,
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah, default.
Default. But yeah, no, I again, Adam, this piece
Perfect.
was really,
So much better now.
really awesome, and hopefully this is helping a lot of you people out
Yeah,
there
man.
struggling with anatomy and stuff like this. Everything that we're commenting on is really because all of these things are based in reality somewhere. That's how we can
The
comment on them.
sketchbook hero's reality.
But so that's why we're saying like this looks wrong, because compared to the stuff that we've seen in reality, it should look more like this. That's why we're commenting the way we are commenting.
Yeah, it's not so much about the art like that you've
No.
done or the style. Like that
Definitely
stuff, like your jaws, you draw jaws like that. That's great.
Yeah.
If you understand the base of it, like how a jaw works, then you can exaggerate it however the fuck you want.
Yeah. And again, like all the pieces that we have worked on here are great.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the stuff that we've been sent is really awesome as well. I wish we had more time to go through all of them like this. But if you do want some actual feedback on the images, please just write us an extra line on your post or the image that you sent,
Yeah.
and then we can comment on it privately.
Yeah,
Uh,
the thing is, we got more than we expected on this.
Way too
Usually,
much.
you guys don't respond on prompt
No.
when we prompt you guys. Like there are some of you that do, but then there's like so we don't really always know the extent of the response that we get. Like sometimes we get like 3 people,
Yeah.
and then sometimes like today,
Yeah.
like I don't know how many we got, but
No, we got
but
20 within an hour.
yeah,
Today.
yeah from the
From my
like from
post.
this one, and then I
Yeah.
got the other ones as well.
So we have a lot of posts.
So yeah, we took a couple ones that we thought we could sort of go through fast, and I thought we would have gone through more, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you
No,
think
this,
it's gonna
this
be.
takes time.
Yeah,
Like it's not
it's
an
already
easy
been 1.5.
Yeah.
Or not
and-
1 hour and 10 minutes. Sorry, my time is a bit off.
What was I gonna say? I think I've said everything I need to say. Just really happy that you guys really wanted to do this with us, and like
Yeah, it was a huge experiment.
this. Yeah, I don't want to say sorry.
No, but it's not about being sorry. I think.
It's. I mean, we're learning. We're trying different things here.
Yeah.
We know that it's an inconvenience to have you look at the YouTube thing while listening to it, or
Yeah.
maybe just looking at the YouTube clip. So
But this was a test, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was a proper test.
Yeah, because we really like. You should have seen us before the podcast. We really, really, really.
We had to think.
Yeah, we had to think and set it up in a way that would be sort of enjoyable for you guys.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of components to fix.
Yep. And I think this episode, like, I think it's gonna be. I think the YouTube will have more views than the audio
Yeah.
here, but we tried to sort of make it as listenable to non-visual listeners,
Yeah.
I guess. But it's super tricky
It is.
since we have an actual visual here that you guys won't be able to see.
Yeah. But again,
Uh,
we do have the YouTube clip. You can go in and you can watch it.
exactly.
And obviously, it's like if you're listening to the podcast on Spotify or something,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to sync up 100%.
Exactly.
Most of the
Probably
stuff-
not.
Most of the stuff might, but just be ready for total chaos.
Yep.
With that said, we love you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
we
for
love you so much. Yeah. And by the way, what was the name of the last guy?
listening. Adam.
Adam?
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah, Adam, if you're watching or listening, if you want the sketch that I did over your work, feel free to reach out.
yeah.
like-
Elias is gonna save it.
I'm gonna keep it here. So if you would want it just for reference, like if you think that it's valuable to you, the correction of the pose that we did, that I have it, man. Just like send me an email and or like a DM on Instagram, and I'll send you
Yes.
the supporting lines.
And this is Adam. His name is Dubison
Oh yeah, that one.
underscore arts.
I got it.
You is on arts.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah, guys, this was like an experiment episode. I don't think it's something that we're gonna do in this format. I think this needs to be done in the future. I think what I've learned is that this needs to be a separate thing, where we just do it on YouTube and focus on that,
yeah,
and maybe have like a fixed camera.
yeah.
It's sort of fixed now, but it's a
It's
MacGyver fix.
it is a definite MacGyver fix.
Because it would be awesome to sort of get questions and stuff. Like when I do my Instagram live streams, I think that would be because you guys are sort of part of the creation and you're asking me to draw stuff from scratch. And I try to not make it look entirely like shit, but you know, it's more of showing than being awesome. So I think that's going to conclude this episode. Or should we do the retro? So the YouTube dies here and then we move on.
Yeah, let's kill the YouTube.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for watching at least. And we're going to take the audio to the next level.
Yeah.
So, it's retro time. Thank you, YouTubers.
Thank you, YouTube.
We are out and hope you sort of learned something from this
or not.
crazy fucking endeavor that we just
Yeah, we did something.
we did stuff. Thank you again for your patience for this video. We love you guys always.